Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So it's been a while since I've actually recorded an episode. I know you guys saw an episode already recently, but I haven't recorded an episode of this in like over 2 weeks, I'd like to say. So it's a little bit weird to be recording this again, but anyways, in last episode we took on the Seattle Kraken in the second round, and unfortunately we lost, which kind of sucked, but the good thing about the Seattle Kraken going on to win the Stanley Cup is at least defenseman Boris Zikov got to win a Stanley Cup because we did knock him out a few times in the playoffs before this, so the Kraken finally got their revenge and went on to win a Stanley Cup, so at least that was good. The only problem is obviously we are running out of time. We didn't have any retirements in the last episode as well, which was a big surprise because some guys were dropping off quite a bit, but hopefully we could just try and maintain this team for the rest of the way. Obviously we're going to suffer a lot of retirements soon because like guys like Bickle are now 36, so he's definitely on the decline. There was also Valery Zikov, who's 36, and he didn't retire surprisingly. Parrott's up to 35 years old too. So this team is definitely probably going to have a lot of regression over the last 2 years, but at least if this team doesn't win another Stanley Cup, we've got Stanley Cups in this series, because I honestly didn't think that was going to come, but we end up getting those done. The goaltending wasn't really that good in the playoffs as well, so if that would have improved, maybe we would have had a higher chance of winning the Cup this year, but yeah, no complaints about losing, even though it was kind of a little bit of a bummer in a sense because I thought this team could have went further because we had a really good regular season, but playoff-wise, we only get to the second round. But anyways, before we get into this entire offseason, I do have one comment to go for, and that's from Nick Bucker-Barron's OC, and he says, tough loss, but next year we maybe could pull it together, and I'd like to agree, but at the same time, the amount of regression I think we're going to have, I think it's going to probably play a bigger factor than we think. Also, contract-wise, I think we have a decent amount of UFAs that are up for renewal, so I'm hoping that I could kind of maintain this team as much as possible, but there is a chance I could end up losing somebody like Bouwmeester, who's going to probably demand like $8 million again. So we'll see if we're going to be able to maintain this roster as much as possible this coming offseason. So there is that. Let's get into the draft and see what we could snag up, because like I said, I have not recorded an episode in like 2 weeks, so I don't remember anything about this draft class at all. What was in this draft class? Oh yeah, there was a franchise guy that's going to the Leafs. Huh. So we pinned a couple low elites. They're supposed to go in the other rounds. Was this guy supposed to be good? Maybe we take this guy with our first round pick, to be honest. Because obviously we wouldn't be able to get him in the second round. And if he's a low elite, that would be great. Because in terms of potential wise, alright, let's just actually start by scouting rank. We're going to be picking kind of late in this draft. I think it was like 28th, if I remember right. So in that sense, like, we probably want to just take that guy because, like, look at the rest of these players. We don't know for sure if they're top 6 forwards or not. This Casey Cappy guy might be a low elite, though. But he doesn't really look that good of one. And there's a bunch of top 6 forwards as well. So maybe we go with the top 6 forward. Maybe we just go with the guy that we think might be a low elite. There is also this goaltender who's probably a medium elite just because he's supposed to go in the second round, I guess. But he could be also a starting goalie. Yeah, I think I might go with Weston Larmour really early on just because mine as well. Let's see what the top 5 of this draft is looking like. So the Leafs, Arizona, New Jersey, Washington, and Chicago. Let's see what Toronto takes at number 1. The franchise guy, 83 overall, Matthew Watson. Looking pretty good. Yeah, this guy's pretty balanced. He might be a playmaker, but he's got a pretty good shot as well. So there is Matthew Watson with 1 T in his name, his first name. We have Mel Navarra going to Arizona at number 2, 77 overall offensive defenseman. That's pretty low overall for a top 5 pick, or for a top 3 pick even. So this draft class might not be good in terms of overall rating, but good potential, guys. I don't really know. New Jersey at 3 is going to take Zajac, who's a 76. So New Jersey getting another Zajac. We could say the son or the grandson or something like that of Travis Zajac. Jimmy Zajac. Interesting. Yeah, maybe that would be technically the son in a sense, but there you go. Washington at 4 is going to take Marshall, who's a 78 defensive defenseman. Yeah, a lot of these guys aren't super high overalls after this franchise player. And Chicago at 5 is going to take Bartovic, who is a medium top 4. Yeah, I don't feel good about this draft class, to be honest. Just based on that top 5. Like, obviously, it's nice to see a franchise player going. But after that, a lot of these guys are pretty low overalls. Like, they're kind of like more depth players. So it might not be that good for us in terms of our pick. But we'll sim to our pick now at 29. And yeah, there's top 9s going in the late first round and top 6Ds. So yeah, this is going to be a really rough draft, I think, for us, unless we can find steals. So I think since we don't know much about the rest of these guys, that I'm not going to take a chance on any of them. We do have some guaranteed top 6s, I think, though. Yeah, like Spruev is 4 years out. Obviously, we aren't going to see a lot of these guys in action is the only problem, too. 4 years out. Watch, the guys that we're looking at is going to be probably like a top 9, but he is listed as a gem, so I think he is going to be a low elite. So, yeah, we're going to take Weston Larmour here. He looks pretty good. He's has a higher ETA as well than a lot of these other guys, and if he's low elite, that's nice. So, yeah, Weston, welcome aboard. Low elite, yep, that's what I thought. 63 overall, that's pretty damn good, and he does have X factors too, so, yeah, that was a good pick. Two-way forward. Yeah, it looks pretty good. He'll probably be an NHL player at some stage in these last few years, I'm guessing, or a high AHL player. He's got elite edges, tape to tape, ice pack, and yoink. I'll take it. Some good defense and good passing. Let's see what we missed out on here late. See, like McCarthy was only a top 6. Dupont was pretty good, 73 overall, top 4. Okposo was 65, top 6. So I think this draft is, yeah, definitely going to be not a good one. Do we got any other guys that we pinned? There is a Brzgalov goalie. Why you have to be mad. 5 years out, but obviously taking a goalie in these drafts now doesn't really make sense because most of them won't make it before the end of the franchise mode, my guess. Any other pin guys that are supposed to go around the stage? We could take Nables already, and then we could take maybe Livingston next round. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Nables this round, Livingston the next round. Shoots the round afterwards. Yeah, I think that's what our plan is. So, yeah, Stefan Nables from Germany. Welcome aboard. And he's a low elite as well. 64 overall. Damn. I'm pretty good at finding low elites, I think, in franchise modes. And he also has X factors, too. So that's a really good steal there. And that's exactly kind of what we need, too. Because we need more defensemen. Because if we lose Bouwmeester, for example, this guy might be on the NHL team in a few years. In reverse, back at you, tape to tape, and quick pick. Nice. Pretty good. Let's sim to our next pick at 95. Are we able to get that other guy we had pinned, or did he already go? He already went. He already went. How good was he? Oh, there he is. Low top 6. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't take him. There's Daniel Livingston, who we were looking at, but we didn't take. I might as well take the other guy already. Now, the other guy's not supposed to go for quite some time, so I could probably waste a pick, but I don't think there's really anything else in this draft that's worth taking. Like, I might as well just take this guy and then auto-sim the rest of the draft. Unless there's any other low elite, maybe Bo Walker. Yeah, I think I'm going to just take this guy and then auto-sim the rest of this draft, because it's just... Oh, there's a guaranteed medium top 4 offensive defenseman, though. Sheldon Scott. Now, let's take him. Let's take this guy already. And the next pick, we'll pick the other guy. Since he's got medium top 4 potential. Really low overall, so I probably will never see the light of day with this guy. But, oh well, it's got potential. I'll take it. Now we'll probably take this other guy. Because, yeah, there's like medium 7 supposed to go. And I don't want to take a medium 7th. So, yeah, Theodore Schultz, welcome aboard. Since you're low lead as well. 52 overall, two-way forward. So another two-way forward that's got low lead potential. But he's a long ways away. And I think, yeah, we're going to auto-sim the rest of this draft. Because it is a crap draft. So, might as well just see what the AI gets us. So, they got us Keatley, Kasivi, and Radulov. Is that Alex Radulov? That'd be pretty funny. But I think a pretty good draft for us, all things considered. Because we got a couple low leads. And then Scott has potential. But I don't know if he'll make it. So, there's that. Let's get to that re-sign stage. See if we can maintain this team together. We do need to bring back Joe Thornton as a head coach. That is a very important one. We'll give him definitely a lot more money. He's won us 2 Stanley Cups. Joe Thornton needs to be here till the end, pretty much. So we'll give him a good chunk of change because he's Joe Thornton. And he deserves all the money he could get. I'm glad I could finally get him the Stanley Cup, though, as a coach. That was really nice when we did that. And we will also bring back the assistant coach as well if he wants to accept, which he might not want to, which is okay. But the coaching staff has definitely helped this team turn into a contending team over the last, 10 seasons or whatever it's been. We do have a lot of scouts to bring back as well. Oh, god damn it. We're going to have a lot of notifications about scouts resigning, and it's going to be really annoying. But we'll try and get all these scouts back. And it's funny that we have a scout with the last name Volk. I think I've mentioned that before, but with us having a goalie with the last name Volk as well, it's kind of interesting that he might have scouted out his son in a sense, Drake Barnes, a scout named Drake. Violet Sweat. Yeah, there's some really weird names for scouts. There we go on that front, and now we got the re-sign stage. Woo. This is always the most nerve-wracking part, to try and keep everybody together with the amount of cap we have. So we have 43 million cap space, so let's already sign enables and stuff like that to their ELCs, because we do need guys in the system already, so might as well give them a chance. Larmour isn't AHL eligible, so I'll probably wait on him. But yeah, Nables should get signed. Is St. Jacques eligible? No, he's not, of course, because he played in Quebec. I could already sign like Schultz, but he's 52, so might as well wait a year. So there's all that. Let's go to RFAs here. We'll probably qualify all our RFAs. Yeah, we'll probably qualify all these guys. Yeah, Smith Belly already thinks he's worth $7 million. Yeah, let's qualify all these RFAs, since we still have the option to do so with them. But guys like Addison and Yansevsky might be in the not the MLB lineup. I've been playing MLB right before this. I was recording MLB, so the NHL lineup is what I'm trying to say. Novikov, relatively cheap. That's actually a lot cheaper than I expected. Sabern thinks he's worth a one-way. Let's qualify him. Novikov, who else do we got for goalies? Bissick, Volk, and we already have Pusher signed. Yeah, let's give Novikov this. This is actually a pretty good contract, I'd say, in terms of this franchise mode. So we'll give him that. That's actually a good price point. And, oh yeah, Darby's a big up for renewal guy, too. Oh, man. This is where it could fall apart for us. We might have to let go of one of these two good goalies. I am going to let go of this prospect. He's not going to make it as a backup. Let's go to the bottom of this list. See what we got here. If Vanaganov's got low lead potential, we'll sign you. Even though you're probably not going to make it. Kerslake, I should probably just sign a lot of these guys, but I don't think some of them are going to make it. Kerslake was a 7th round pick, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to sign any of these guys. Maybe Cunningham, actually, since he's a defenseman. We need all the defensive help we could get, so we'll let go of these other two forward prospects. Clark probably won't develop. He is gone too, because he wants a one-way deal. Stanley Burns, who won some Stanley Cups with us, won some Calder Cups. He might be an NHL player almost, so I feel like I should be writing down these names, but let me see about DeMarchi. 3.2 for a 78. Man, why is the asking prices so bad in this game? Oh my goodness. I have the cap space to bring back Ted Darby, but he wants 15 million almost. Oh my god. And Bickle wants 11. I think I have to let go of Bickle for for this offseason and see if his asking price drops. Bouwmeester thinks he's worth 8. We need Bouwmeester back as a defense, but he's actually thinks he's worth 9. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't really like this contract scenario in this draft to glory. Let's give Sabern what he wants, because at least he's a usable player, and that asking price isn't crazy. Might be a little bit. Let's get these kind of fourth liners back. Kalinin thinks he's worth 6 million too. Oh my goodness. We'll get Lucic in because that's cheap enough. Zikov, he's gonna retire soon, but he thinks he's worth 4.6, which. I mean, he had a good season, but he's probably going to regress quite hard, so I could probably let him go to free agency and then try and sign him for cheaper too. I need to sign DeMarchi. He needs to be in the lineup. But yeah, we're going to be down in a lot of, like, we're not going to have a lot of cap space at all. I am pretty worried about losing a lot of big players. Let's advance today, see if we get a lot of these guys back. Get these scouts out of the way. So we got Joe Thornton back as a coach. That's great. And apparently we didn't get that other coach back, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Okay, all these scouts. Let's get through these players. Anybody reject? Don't think so. Yeah, nobody rejected in terms of that. We have $34 million to get all these guys back. These three alone almost add to that price. I think I have to let go of a couple of these guys and then try and see if their asking prices drop. Like, Kalinin could be there at the start of next season, but he also might get signed by a team to play as a top 6 defenseman. So, what was Stanley Burns after again? 1.3. Let's give Stanley Burns to 1.3, and you might be like, why do that? Well, if we don't get Bickle and Darby back, we need to maybe have him in our lineup. So I need to write down these names because, yeah, I think a lot of these guys are going to get dropped, and then we're going to have to see if they're there still in like a week or so, see if their prices are starting to go down a little bit, or else I don't know if we're going to be able to afford them. So let me write down their names. Of course, my pen does not want to work. Let me see if this pen works. This one does. There we go. Okay, so Darby. We have Bickle as well. I don't think anybody would be interested in Darby in that asking price, but you never know. Darby is a really good player, and he's been here his entire career, so it would suck to lose him. So Kalinin, Zykov. So what I'm thinking is we give contracts to these three guys, what they're asking for, but for 1 year only. And then we have maybe enough money to sign those guys. If not, we have to let Kalinin and Zykov walk and see if they drop their prices. Because let me do some math here. Let me actually grab my phone. So let me open up my calculator because I am going to add up what they're asking prices for 1 year and see if I'm able to actually afford everybody, because I might be able to. What does Darby want for 1 year? Because I don't know about giving him an 8-year deal. He wants 14.2. So 14.2, that's a lot of money, my goodness. 14.2 for 1 year. Bickle wants for 1 year 11.45. And then we have Bouwmeester for 1 year, who wants 9.225. I don't know if this is a bug though with Draft to Glories, because if it is, then EA needs to fix it. But okay, so that eats up the rest of our cap space. It actually puts us over the cap. So we'd sign these three guys, but we wouldn't be able to sign these two guys at all. And with Stanley Burns getting paid 1.3, that actually puts us down even more. I can't bring back one of these three guys, and I think it has to be probably Bickle to see if he drops that asking price. Yeah, I think we're going to drop Bickle. We're going to drop Kalinin, and we're going to drop Zykov. And we're going to take a look and see if they drop their asking prices, but I will sign Darby and Bouwmeester for 1 year. And hopefully Darby doesn't have an insane year and wants all of a sudden a lot of money again. We just got to hold on to Darby for a few more years. Let's see if he accepts that 14.2, and we will give Bouwmeester a 1 year deal because we do need defensemen a lot. So that's why I'm willing to pay him $9 million. There you go. We'll see if those guys accept. The thing is, our RFAs as well, we have up for renewal. And then these guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to bring them back, because we already have 2 goaltenders in the NHL. Do you have any, how much goals do we have in the system? Sabrin and Haydeen. Yeah, I think I gotta let Bissick and Volk go. So I am going to write down their names as well, because maybe we bring them back at the start of next season. But with them asking 1.3, I don't have the cap space necessarily to bring them back. So we'll let those guys walk as well. And yeah, that's what we'll do once these guys accept. And all these RFAs are going to take up a good amount of money. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to bring back a lot of those guys that were just dropping off now. But let's advance today, see if we get Darby back. Because he's probably the big one. Because if we lose Darby, we lose out on some scoring. He accepted. We're down to $13 million. I don't think any of these guys are going to come back unless they drop their asking prices astronomically, especially Bickle and Kalinin. Zigov, if he drops down to like a $1 million asking price, I would do it. But I don't think they're going to come back, which is really unfortunate because I wanted them to end the series here. But the rest of these RFAs probably take up a few $1,000,000, so maybe I could get one of them back. I don't really know how much it's going to cost us. But, yeah. All these 5 guys are gone. And if they are still there in free agency at the beginning of next season, that'd be great. But we got to make do with what works right now. Darby was the most important thing to bring back. I do like Bickle a lot, but he is going to be regressing. Darby, not so much. Darby's not going to be regressing yet because he's only 29. So, I don't think he's going to be on the regression path just yet. What is their asking prices in free agency currently? Let's see. We're not going to be bringing back any former players either in free agency. Unless there's the guys that we just let go of. So, yeah, Bickle's trying to get $12 million right now. He has no teams interested in him. And then we have Kalinin on defense, who we let go of. Where is Kalinin? He should be right down here somewhere. Kalinin's trying to get $7 million on the free agent market. And then Valery Zikov, goddamn. Valery Zikov is trying to get how much? Valery Zikov is the one that I was thinking the most about getting back, but 4.875. It's a bit pricey. He is still listed as a third-line checking forward, but he's probably going to regress. Let's advance like a few days. Let's advance like 6 days and see if any of them end up actually signing anywhere or if they start to drop their asking price a bit. I don't think I'm going to bring any of them back regardless, though, because of the RFAs. Let's see. Free agency. 6 days in. Is Bickle still a free agent? He is. He has dropped his asking price and he has a team interested at $10 million. The New Jersey Devils. Yeah, and there's no way I could give him $10 million. So Bickle, he is definitely a gonzo player probably. So I think he's probably going to go to New Jersey based on that. What about Kalinin? Is he still a free agent? Probably, because I don't think anybody's going to pay him $7 million. But you never know. Some AI is dumb. 5.65, it has dropped, but there is still no teams interested in Kalinin. We need all the defensive help we could get, so getting Kalinin back might be a priority. And then Valery Zikov, is he still in free agency? Yeah, this may be a little bit of a longer episode. Let's see. Zikov has signed somewhere? I think somebody signed Valery Zikov, which is not what I was expecting. I saw Malik Reinhardt there, but I don't need to bring him back. Let me see, did Valery Zikov already sign somewhere? Because that's kind of surprising if he... So. Because that asking price was a little bit high for me. Maybe I should have signed him already. Oh well. Oh well, we could just hope that there's a lot of former players at the start of next season, and it doesn't look like it, so he must have been there. Maybe I was blind. Let's advance another few days and see if Bickle's asking price continues to drop. I don't think I'm going to be bringing him back regardless, though. Let's go to the 11th. Probably those guys signed now, so probably Bickle is signed, my guess. Let's see. He's probably in New Jersey now. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring him back even if so. Let's see. New Jersey would be the team I'd see him going to based on the only team interested. Former player LaRose signs in St. Louis. Let's see. Yeah, Frederick Bickle went back to San Jose. He was in San Jose at one point, and he has returned to San Jose. That's interesting on a 2-year contract. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That is what it is. I don't know if Zikov and stuff are still there. I know we were going to lose that on Bickle, but there was nothing we could do. Nothing we could do about it. Because I had to prioritize the defense with Bouwmeester. because there also would be even worse defensively. Let me see. Is Zhukov still there? Because oh yeah, he is. He's dropped down to $4 million, and he does have a team interested. We could bring him back hypothetically, but at the same time, I don't know. He's actually up to an 81. Do I bring him back? Who's the team interested in him? The Montreal Canadiens. So if I was to bring him back, we'd be down to like $9 million, which would probably be enough for all those RFAs. But also there might be former players in free agency. Let me take a look and see if Kalinin is still there as well. Yeah, Kalinin's still there, and he still wants 5.3. I think Kalinin might be still there at the start of next season. Smith Pelly is going to be pretty expensive for our RFAs. So he's probably going to be the most expensive RFA. I think I'm going to bring back Zhukov or give him a 1-year deal and see if he wants to come back. If he doesn't, so be it. But yeah, pretty much all the RFAs should be relatively affordable with the cap space we have left. And then hopefully we have some money as well to spend on former players if there's any at the start of next season. Let's give him 1-year deal, $4 million. So there you go. And let's begin the sim to next season. Zhukov decides to go to Montreal. I guess Montreal offered him a little bit more, but that sucks. I could technically bring back Kalinin, but he might be still there at the start of next season. Let me take a look and see if he's still in the free agent market. Yeah, I apologize if this episode ends up being long. Let's see. He should be still back there, my guess, because I don't see any team wanting to give him that much money. Maybe somebody did. Nope, he's still there. $5 million. That's a lot of money, but that does... We still would have the cap space with the RFAs and stuff, I think. I think we got to do it, because also our defense is going to be tragic. Let's do it. Let's just do it already. We could probably get him for cheaper at the start of next season, but I honestly don't know if he's going to be there or not. So let's just sign him to guarantee that we get ourselves another defenseman back. We should have the cap space for all these RFAs. So that will be good. But yeah, the team is definitely, I think, regressing quite a ways away, because we just lost out on 2 of our forwards now, which means guys like Yansevsky are going to be probably in our lineup this coming season. So hopefully we are still competitive, but at this rate, I really don't know. I mean, actually don't take a look at the lines yet. Like, we definitely still have one of the best top lines in the NHL, but let's go to free agents and see if any former players are still there. We have 7.875. I don't think we've got all our RFAs signed yet, did we? Yeah, Smith Pelly's still holding out. We'll just give him what he wants, 2.9, which means we'll be down to like $5 million in cap space, basically. So we will have money to sign. We technically did have the money to get back Zhukov, but we didn't get him. Let's see, for former players, any former players still in the free agent space? Because if there is, maybe we bring some in, especially defensively. Don't see anybody there. Yeah, there's not really anybody I would sign there. Left wing wise, do we got anybody? I think they all must have signed places, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody yet that I recognize. It's hard to remember everybody's name now too, but yeah, I don't see anybody there. Right wing wise, anybody? There's probably going to be a former defenseman more than likely, because there usually is. Hey, Vandenbush is still there. Jeremy Vandenbush. Do we need him? I don't really know. He only wants $875K, and it's a 2-way deal. Let's sign him. That is our former Vandenbush, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I almost thought I signed a player that I didn't draft, and I would have been like, damn, I just broke a rule. There's also Walzer still. Huh. We do have the contract space. These guys could play in the AHL too, so might as well bring in some depth, especially for playoff purposes if we get there. Defensively, any former defenseman? Let's see. Any former defenseman? That's not our former Moroza. That's the other Moroza that Anaheim had. Yep, I do remember that guy. Hey, Trey Farrell. Trey Farrell's there. We'll take Trey Farrell. He could be a good defenseman for us, maybe top 6 wise, so we'll take him as well. So a couple former players, that's always nice to see. Any former goalies, not that we need goalies. Bissick is still a free agent. I am kind of surprised. Same with Volk. Which one of these guys do I want to sign? I don't know if I want both of them back, because we already have so much goalies. Bissick has only played the one playoff game. He was absolutely tragic. He's played 2 years in the AHL. And then we have Volk, who hasn't played an NHL regular season game, has been even worse in the playoffs in the NHL. I think I got to bring back Bissick. I could honestly just bring them both back, but I don't know if I have the goalie space. So we'll try and bring back Bissick as a depth goaltender that we could probably rotate into our lineup a couple times. But it's just more important to get that to our team to be as deep as possible. So Farrell's accepted. That's great. Vandenbush, and Walzer, and Smith-Pelly, and Bissick. Perfect. Let's go to roster moves and set up our lines. Let's make those moves. So, we got to call up Smith-Pelly. We got to call up, not necessarily Walzer and Leeson, but we do need to call up Farrell. We will send down Klepis and Tulipov. And I will send down Addison as well. Yeah. And let's go to edit lines, go best lines for now. And let's rework this because the game puts us in a really weird state sometimes. So Parakeith, Hartnell still, Claxton, Darby, and who do we want to put up here? Vico maybe? Yeah, Vico. Actually maybe Bobkov would be better. But I do like Bobkov with Vico. Usually they assimilate well together. Oh, Gamble. Two-way forward, though. Eh. Leeson's a playmaker? No, he's a two-way as well. How good is his face-offs? 85. Wow, that's way better than I expected. So he's going to definitely take that center spot. Maybe, yeah, that center spot for sure. Since he's got tape-to-tape as well, putting him next to Vico might be a great thing. We have a lot of left wingers. Who's got the better shooting? 3-star shooting, 3-star shooting, but there is good slap shot accuracy for Yancevsky. So we'll put Yancevsky on that side, Demarchi on his normal side. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Who's scratched though? Glencross, Savern, and Lucic. Oh my goodness. We have a lot of 79, like kind of fourth line guys. I'd rather keep Demarchi because of the X factors. I want to get Savern in because he's an 81. I also want to play Yancevsky kind of too, but might not get to. We need to get Glencross in too. Jeez. Should we play Leeson already? Yeah, I'm going to play Leeson already, I think. These other guys might get rotated into the lineup, but, Yancevsky's got 99 passing. Actually, I got to get Yancevsky in. I got to get Yancevsky in, which means I think I'm going to take Demarchi out. Because Yancevsky, or Jancevsky, or whatever you want to say. What position does he play? He plays left wing. We'll put him on the same line as Vico. Because the 99 passing, I think that will be really huge for this team. Yeah, we'll play him on this line with Leeson and Vico. Because if he has 99 passing, Vico has like 90 plus shooting in most categories. That might be a really good combo. And then these guys would all be scratched. I don't really like scratching them though. That's the thing. I want them to play in the minors, but they'll play in the NHL. At least we have more depth now that we brought in Walzer and stuff like that too. Defensively, what are we looking with? Yeah, our defensive core is definitely not looking too great, but oh well. Bringing in Kleenan and Farrell definitely helped. And then we got Pusher and Novikov. Not bad, not bad. Power play wise, is Vico on a power play? No, he's not. He should be though. Yeah, we'll move. We'll move. What is it? That offensive awareness isn't that great for Leeson. Does Bobkov win faceoffs? No, he does not. Yancevsky wasn't that good at faceoffs either, right? Yeah. Hartnell could win face-offs. Yeah, Hartnell's going to take face-offs on this unit. And we're going to take Leeson out and give Vico the point on this unit. And yeah, I think I'm just going to keep everything else the way the game has it. So there's our team. Looks decent, but obviously it's taken a bit of a hit losing Bickle and Zykov, but should be an interesting season nonetheless. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft Category franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll simulate the entire season. We're getting pretty close to the end of this franchise mode, so hopefully we make the playoffs. If not, so be it, but hopefully we have some interesting results nonetheless. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.